Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the Dow Jones today? So yesterday we've ended up with a rejection bar, pin bar off the top here, and that is pretty much the second signal for a short. Okay, so there was the first one, and here's my second one. It is a higher high, but we are also kind of flat on the oscillators here. So in other words, diversions on the daily, and at this stage those diversions are playing out. Okay, so a couple of things here. We did have a bit of a sell-off at the moment, and this is basically because the China market is down. So the Hang Seng is down 1.7% at the moment, and the Japanese market Nikkei is down 0.7% at the moment. So this has just been fueled from what's going on in in China at the moment. Okay, so the levels to watch were obviously, let's just make that a blue so we can see it. The levels to watch were obviously the previous swing high, and we've broken through that at the moment. So the next level coming up is the next swing high, which is here. Okay, and this level here is the cup and handle break retest. Okay, see, here is the cup, there is the handle. Okay, now looking at the 4 hour, you can see the oscillators have grouped to the upside and have started pointing to the downside. So this is what's happening. The momentum index is indicating momentum is to the downside, and we're moving pretty gently to the downside, which is nothing we need to worry about, but it's definitely busy with a half decent pullback. Now, we have this diagonal line, which does coincide with a moving average as well as a previous swing high. Okay, so there is an ambush zone sitting here, and we'll look at that on the half hour now. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at the moment. So I would expect a little bit more downside. It would be nice to see the 4 hour group like this on the oscillators, and that would give us a fairly good indication that we can get in for another swing trade to the upside. Okay, so this trade here, if you manage to get into the bottom here, you would have, I took profits basically at the previous high, which could have held it a bit longer, but can't win them all. The next trick is to wait for the next setup. And again, being the Dow, I'm not interested in shorts. So if you are going to short the market, it is a scalp. And I'm definitely not going to short from where we are currently. Okay, so this is coming up to close a gap. So there was a previous gap. So you've got a gap close, you've got a level, you've got a diagonal, you've got a moving average down here on the higher time frames, and you can see how the hour is starting to group here as well. So I strongly suspect this is a pretty strong level, 26,755. And this is the area that I want to watch out for, because there may be an opportunity to get long here. Alternatively, it may just break through this range here and pull back a bit deeper, and that pullback would more than likely be based on a Fibonacci level. Okay, so you can see we're at the 50% Fibonacci, and then you've got the 61.8 further down. And I seem to have had a bit of an update here, and all my levels are gone. I'm going to have to recreate them. But the 76.2 Fibonacci level, which would more than likely be around here. It would be around here. You can see there's a previous level which was used as resistance and support breakout. We haven't come to test this level yet, so that is also a distinct possibility. And the last thing that we have here is the 200 moving average on the daily. Okay, so there is quite a bit happening down the bottom here, and this is the area that we need to watch for. So firstly, it's 26,660, and it is 26,615 or 26,600, somewhere around there. And then pretty much where we are at the moment of 26,755. This 26,755 is definitely an area that I'd watch. Okay, now that's a 230-point move. Okay, so I can't find any news that's basically driving the market down, so it's more than likely just a bit of speculation that's happening and in the Asian market at the moment. So that's kind of what I can see at the moment. Anyway, so how are we going to trade this today? Well, I'm watching this area that we're coming up to right now very closely, because looking at my oscillators, you can see I'm starting to get diversions here. I'm coming up to a level. There may be a bit of a further drop just below this level. Come and test the 61.8, but this is definitely an area that I want to look for a long. Okay, so the criteria to get in is really going to be looking for a signal. So not this time of the morning, but definitely from around 8:30 to 9 o'clock. And that would be South African time, which is GMT +2. Okay, so that's kind of the time that I'm going to look at it, just to see what's going on. If I do see any form of bullish pattern forming in at this level of 26755, or alternatively at around 26700, that is the area for me to get long. Okay, so I don't suspect that this is a sell-off of anything. I just think it's a bit of profit taking, bit of a pullback, and then you're going to get the buyer stepping back in again. Okay, bearing in mind we have made an all-time high, so delete the noise. So we've made one all-time high, another all-time high. So we may get 2 or 3 days of pullback. That's the other thing. There is a bigger gap down below, but yeah, I suspect we just keep watching these levels to see what's going to happen. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this. I'm not looking for shorts, really just looking to continue trading with the trend, and the trend is up. Okay, so yeah, I think that's about it for me this morning. Yep, okay, so definitely looking, I mean, you can basically pull that down to this level here, but so just draw these lines accordingly. So those are the two levels. Well, yeah, a little bit higher. So those are the two levels there, and then you have at a further deeper level down there. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah, a break below this previous swing low here of 26,566. That would get me a little bit concerned that we may need to look for a longer session of downtime or downward movement. Okay, but that is pretty much down at 26,566. Okay, so for now, this is the fractal that we need to watch, and need to wait to see what happens here. Okay, so yeah, that's my take on this for now. I hope it helps, and let's hope we can get in for a decent long entry this morning sometime. That would be pretty cool. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.